Welcome aboard, everybody. I'm your pilot wannabe for today's flight, Papa Whiskey Bravo. We're going to do another leg of the lower 48 capital cities tour. This is leg 15 from Richmond, Virginia to Raleigh-Durham, North Carolina. We're going to do it in the Cows Diamond DA42. And we're going to do something I feel like I haven't done for the last couple of videos, which is actually look at a flight plan after the intro. So, see you on the other side. Back in Sky Vector, have it zoomed out so so we've got a sense of where we are in North America. We've covered a good chunk of the Northeast at this point. I think I had an image at some point showing all the stops, but I'm not sure. May not have saved that. I may have to put that back together again at some point. Maybe at the end to show everywhere that we went. But since this is only going to be the 15th stop out of well, technically 49 stops because I took off from the first capital, which was Indianapolis, Indiana, off this way. Yeah, right there, as a matter of fact. Anywho, let's zoom in here. It's not a terribly long flight. Not a terribly fast airplane, though, so it's supposed to take an hour. I'm intending to record all the startup and checklist action on this one, so I probably will not record much past liftoff as far as, the climb and cruise and whatnot, unless it seems interesting or I'm feeling like talking, which does happen sometimes. Anyway, we're taking off from Richmond International. The weather's not the greatest at the starting point, so I have it actually set up in the simulator as a IFR flight, but we might cancel it midway through. And the game, I still call it a game sometimes. The game was not giving me the appropriate runway to take off from, but when I was tinkering around with the let's see here, when I was tinkering around with the tablet, the EFB, I was able to choose the more appropriate runway for the wind conditions. It was another one of these cases where it seems like when an airport has multiple runways, the simulator is really only prepared to use one of them. In this case, it was going to be what was in 1634, I think, and 20 was much more appropriate for the wind. So I chose 20. We'll see what the actual tower tells us to do, but we're only at 167 feet to start with. I'll probably, I'm not going to program in the ATIS. We'll just pick it off the menu. But our destination is Raleigh-Durham International Airport. I did write down the ATIS and the tower frequency and stuff for this one. Probably similar sized. The weather currently said there was like no wind here, but it was the simulator was wanting runway 5 left, which would be this one. I went ahead and picked an ILS approach for it, even though the weather seemed clear there. I might still just go ahead and cancel the whole thing once I'm out of the clouds, and just do a standard visual approach. Only got one waypoint in the middle here. This LVL is some kind of a NBD waypoint. So, like I said, short flight. All right, see you back at the plane. Okay, here we are. Another weird thing. I picked one of the dots on the world map that said it was the GA small parking. This really looks like it's where a big old passenger jet is supposed to supposed to park, but you know, whatever. So we won't waste a lot of time talking about the plane. I just had, 2 weeks ago, had two big videos talking about all the diamonds. So we're just going to jump in and see if I remember what I'm doing. Okay, I set the parking brake already. The alternators need to be on. Okay, or alternator, I'm sorry. It's only one engine, so alternator. Let's make sure everything is off that's supposed to be off. This is off. The avionics master is off. The battery is off. The lights are off. The fuel pump is off. The pitot heat is off. Flaps are up. Looks like the circuit breakers are all in. Yep, they look pretty much in. Trim's out of whack. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I don't have any auxiliary fuel pumps back this way. Let's see, the fuel should be even in both tanks. We'll look once we fire it up. Propeller's all the way forward. I'm going to crack the throttle. I'm going to leave the mixture down until I remember what I'm doing with that. Okay, so let's turn the power. One thing I didn't do before starting the recording was make sure that my control scheme was set up right. It should be, since I've been in the plane before. I think I'll be okay. I don't remember. Oh, I was about to say, I don't remember having them. Oh, now it's over here. I don't really remember having the map in set. Oh, but maybe I did. Let's see. Group. Normal operating procedures. Check before engine starts. Electric master on. Oh, I guess I should be checking these off. Rudder pedals adjusted. Well, if you mean I scooted my seat up under my thrustmaster stick to where I could reach the pedals, then yes. But that's not what that would mean in the real plane. Anyway, passengers don't have any seat belts. This is only virtual. Backrests, yeah. Rear door is closed and latched. Front canopy is supposed to be in the 1 or 2 position, which we've only got open or closed. So we might go ahead and close it and maybe open a window for ambiance. Well, if I can ever get control of the camera. Right, canopy. Fuel quantity, yes, we were just discussing that. Yeah, fuel quantity looks pretty good. Fuel, left fuel. Now why would it say it's 19 in one and 20 in the other when I use the EFB to put like...
System test, okay.
Thank you for that. When I use the EFB to put like 78% or something like that in. Fuel, let's see. Flight performance, mass and balance, fuel. 70% 19, but here it says 19 and 20. Yeah, that's peculiar. But okay. Fuel quantity. Got plenty of fuel. Fuel selector, fullest tank. Well, technically then I should put it back on the right since it... Whoops, that's off. That's scary. I wish the locks actually worked virtually, where you had to maybe click the little doodad to actually turn it off. Because, yeah, that's scary. Fuel selector, fullest tank. MFD, engine system. I was just looking at that. Yeah, looking at fuel quantity. Oh, yeah, you're supposed to set how many gallons. So I've got, what, 20 and 19, so 39 gallons. Not sure I really know how to do this. I've never actually done it. I'm not sure how much time I should waste. Gallons remaining. Oh, okay. I'll just keep hitting that until it says 39, I guess. I guess I should have reset the gallons used first. Is that going to clear out? Yeah, that cleared it out. That figures. So I did that in the wrong order. There, 39. Sure. That seems right. Yeah, I screwed with the fuel. Total time in service, I don't care. Back in the engine, strobe. Okay, I'm going to do that with my... Well, I'm not going to do strobe, though. That still seems rude. I'm doing the nav light. Every time it tells me to do the strobe, I'm doing the nav, just so you know. Propeller area clear. Sure, even if it wasn't, the people walking around, they're virtual. They won't get killed. Immediately after engine start, check oil pressure in green range within 15 seconds, check amps, and check volts. You got it. Not giving me the instructions for how to start the engine again, so let's see if I remember. I haven't actually flown since I made those 2 big videos about all the Diamond aircraft 2 weeks ago. I have not actually flown. I've been a little too busy. I believe I was supposed to... I guess I was always fuzzy on whether I leave the fuel pump on or not. But this is what we're going to do. We're going to turn on the fuel pump. We see the fuel came up. I'm going to go max on the mixture for 5 or 6 seconds. I'm going to go back down to 0. I'm going to turn the fuel pump back off. And then I'm going to try to start it. And if it seems like it's going to start, then I'm going to slam the mixture forward. Good enough. Good enough. Man, this thing seems so real, the way it jerks around. Let's see, how are we doing? Yeah, the oil pressure's hunky-dory. We've got a few amps and a few volts. That all seems nice. I don't remember what RPM I'm supposed to rest at. We're gonna get down around 1200 and go back to the checklist. All right. Oil pressure, phenomenal. Fuel selector, switch tanks. Yeah, okay. Which way do I go again? Maybe I'll try to drag it. Yeah, to be on the safe side, instead of using the mouse wheel, I guess I'll drag this because it's too easy to switch it to the off position. Okay. Fuel selector, switch tanks, pitot heat. Oh yeah, this is where you check the amps and volts with turning the pitot heat on and off to see if it shows, you know, a draw. Yep, and it does. Even brought the RPMs down. Okay, turning the pitot heat off. All right. I notice we haven't turned on the avionics master yet, but we're going by the checklist for the most part today, so yeah, pitot off, avionics master on. Now, does my switch work? I feel like the avionics master switch wasn't always working. Oh yeah, it worked. Look at that. Boom. Fantastic. Avionics. FMS setup. It should be set up because I set it up in advance. Yeah, we've got... Oh, why is it showing 2 different courses there? Why is it showing like I'm flying there and flying back? Something is amiss. We'll see how it does. If I have to, I'll delete it and do a direct to or something after we pass the waypoint, because yeah, something looks amiss, I would say, because this isn't going to be a round trip. At least that's not the plan anyway. All right, back to the checklist. FMS is set up wrong, but it's set up. Autopilot test. Okay, sure. Wow, we're still shaking like mad. Okay, I'm going to center the heading bug. I'm going to turn on the autopilot. Going to set it to heading mode. And then I'm going to watch the stick and turn the heading bug right and left. And look at that. It's the 2 cows aircraft are the only planes, or at least the only light airplanes, light GA airplanes I'm aware of in the simulator, that the autopilot test actually works. It's very cool. I can also test the its control of the. Oh, look at that! It moved the what do you call it already? The trim already. But let's do a vertical speed down. Doesn't appear to be doing anything. In the DA42, it makes that spin like crazy. So maybe not, huh? I don't know. We'll see. I'm gonna disengage heading mode though, because that messed me up before. And if I can turn off the autopilot, it really doesn't want me to turn off the autopilot. I guess I can hit the autopilot cutoff. All right, we'll call that good. Autopilot test sort of done. Floodlight I don't care about. Position lights on, I already turned them on. Flaps, full travel, and then to take off. Okay, flaps. There's takeoff position. And there's full. And we'll go back up to takeoff. Altimeters. Well, we haven't messed with the. I mean, I could just look it up, but since I'm going to actually try to follow the ATC at least in the beginning here, we'll go ahead and see what the in-sim ATIS says.
Richmond Airport Information Uniform 1700 Zulu. Wind 140 at 5. Visibility 10. Sky condition 2,700 feet scattered. Ceiling 5,000 feet overcast. Temperature 30.
That's right.
Dew point
003. You know what?
Runway 16 in use.
We might have a problem.
VFR aircraft say direction of flight.
Stop that. We might have a problem. It didn't occur to me. I had a specific weather preset on before. No, it's set to live. Huh. That's weird that it went back to live, because I didn't set it to live, and I was being a little concerned that it wasn't on live. But it is. Okay, good. Awesome. I might just leave the window up for a second. Check. Transponder. Yeah, I don't have the code yet, so that's where I guess we're going to go ahead and hit the clearance. Hit the clearance. Request IFR clearance.
Richmond clearance delivery, November 8-5 Papa Whiskey Bravo IFR to Raleigh, ready to copy.
Raleigh? It's more like Raleigh,
November 8-5
not
Papa
Raleigh.
Whiskey Bravo is cleared to Raleigh Airport as filed. Expect runway 20.
Runway 20. Nice.
7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.75. Squawk 3723.
3723. Thought I answered. I'm pulling the button to answer. 3723, right?
Raleigh has filed runway 20. Maintain 7,000 feet. Departure frequency is 118.75. Squawk 3723. November 8-5 Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Papa Whiskey Bravo. Readback is correct.
I don't like this window down here.
121.9 when ready to taxi. Good day.
Yeah, whenever they're talking, it puts up that window down there, and I'd rather just have the text by itself without the background window blocking out what I need to be seeing in the cockpit. But I've looked, and it doesn't seem to be a thing I can turn off. So I guess we're stuck with it. All right, so transponder, and then release parking brake during during taxi. Check brakes and flight instruments. Go to next. Checklist. Okay. So runway 20 is going to be right here. So I'm just going to go straight on up this taxiway, and over here we'll do a run-up. That is the plan. Okay. I already got the nav light on, so let's turn on the taxi light. And release the parking brake. And she wants to go right away. I guess I should test the brakes. Yep, brakes are working. Make sure. Oh, that's right. I have to steer with the brakes. Okay, things seem to be turning like they're supposed to. Can I encage this? That's too much power. Yeah, I couldn't figure out why it wasn't steering at first with the rudder. It's because this plane doesn't steer with the rudder. It's got a castering nose wheel. You have to use differential braking to steer. Until you build up enough speed anyway for aerodynamic, rudder control. Right, until you get rudder authority, I guess I should say. Alright. I guess I could have edited out the taxiing. I don't think I need the map inset over here. I'm usually pretty happy with the map over here. Oh, well, maybe I'll do something about it in a minute. After we do the run up, and I'll probably do something about it after I've taken off and I've paused the recording. And I probably could take off from here. I don't necessarily need to go to the very, very head of the runway. The runway is like 9,000 feet long or something like that. I don't really need to start all the way back there. I mean, I understand that there's nothing more useless than the runway that's behind you, but yeah, I don't think I need to be all the way over there. Well, it's hard to remember sometimes to steer with the brakes. Okay. Holding the brakes down, setting the parking brake. And I'll bump it back up to get it over 1,000 anyway. And we'll zoom the map out a smidge. And go back to the checklists. Okay. Parking brake, check. Seat belts, yeah. Adjustable backrest, it's virtual. Rear door, front canopy. Let's go ahead, because it's going to get noisy. Let's go ahead and close that. And speaking of noisy, I never looked to see where I had the volume set. Yeah, it probably doesn't sound noisy to you guys. Probably sounds kind of quiet, but still, I'm going to do the noise canceling headset thing before I do the run up. All right, door warning lights out. Yeah, instruments in the green range. Circuit breakers, mixture. Yeah, I didn't think about leaning the mixture for taxi. I should have done that because this actually, if I understand correctly, it probably did. I actually start fouling the plugs on me since I didn't lean it for taxi. Interesting. Okay, so before we do the run up, let's make sure that the stuff's in the green. The oil temperature is over 140, so I'm going to be okay with that. That's the one, always the last one to get up into the green. We're not going to worry about it because it's over 140. So yeah. So checklist. So throttle 2,000 RPM, prop cycle 3 times, and then high magnetos. I always do that the other way around. I do the magnetos first, since they have a lot less impact on the RPMs, and then I do the prop. And then check servo gears again, and put the throttle to idle to make sure it stays running. All right, let's do all that. Okay, so I'm holding the brakes down too, just in case. So looking for 2,000 RPM. Look at the shaky console, or panel, I should say. Don't know where console came from. There we go. Okay, so checking the left. Dropped down to 1860, so it was about 140. Oh, okay. Back to both. Seemed a little like it was jumping around on the RPMs. Probably because I fouled the plugs on the way over here. Yeah, it's taken a while to get back up to 2000. Okay, gonna check the right now. Well, the right did better than the left. Okay, back to both. Bump the throttle up a little more, and we're gonna cycle a prop. This time I'm mainly looking for the RPM to go down. And there it goes. I go back up. Gonna do it again. The manifold pressure should go up and the oil pressure should go down. Yes, that did happen. And this time I'm gonna bring it down and hold it around 15 or 1600 RPMs and just leave it there and make sure that it holds. And we'll go with this 1650-ish. Seems to be holding. Okay, back up to full RPM. And bringing the throttle to idle to make sure it stays running. And it does. All right. Oh, that was too much. Yeah, there we go. Okay, back to the checklist. Idle. Electric elevator trim check set to take off. Yeah, that's a good idea because it's completely cattywampus. Here's a matter of fact, I'll use the switch to run it that way. And make sure it goes that way and leave it just a little nose up. All right, flaps are at takeoff. Flight controls check. Okay, we're gonna do this kind of semi-legit here. Let's see, yeah. While I'm over here, we'll look behind us. And yeah, elevator's working. Can't see the, can we see the shadow of the rudder? No, we cannot. And make sure we got the same on that aileron, and we do. Okay. Controls full, flight controls, and then fuel selector fullest tank, which we were, oh wow, sucked up some gas doing the run up apparently. Okay, pulling that over to the right tank. Okay, check. Electric fuel pump on. Check. Pitot heat as required. It's 30 degrees Celsius. We don't need it yet. It might turn on when we get off the ground, but that's no point in turning it on now. Transponder on altitude reporting. Bring brake release. See, line up. Landing light on. Approach clear. See, I'm going to turn on all the lights now, which, see, strobe light and landing light. So all the lights are on. Runway identified, all that stuff. Yeah, next checklist is climb to cruise. Flaps checked up. Electric fuel pump checked off. And landing light checked off. Okie dokie. We will exit out of that. I like to be on the engine page during takeoff, but here, let me see. What's our desired track when we take off is 225. 225. Let's put, that's a long way to go. Let's do this. We can go a little faster. I'm going to put the heading bug on 225. There we go. Yeah, I don't think we'll be terribly off of that course when we're on the runway. So that's nice. But I like to have it on the engine page for takeoff. Okay, I think we're ready for takeoff. Oh, you know what? I didn't contact ground to make sure it was okay to taxi. It's been a while since I've used the ATC the way you're supposed to. We'll go ahead and request the taxi.
Richmond ground, November 8-5 Papa Whiskey Bravo with Victor, ready to taxi IFR.
Yeah, I had a feeling I was forgetting something. I always forget something.
Bravo. Taxi to and hold short of runway 20 via taxiway Delta Alpha.
You got it, lady.
121.1 when ready.
Okie dokie. Okay. Now why is my switch not responding? Oh, did I move it? Is it here?
Taxi to and hold short runway 20
there we
via
go.
taxiway Alpha cross runway 20 Alpha, Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Papa Whiskey Bravo. Now let's tune in the tower since we're ready now. Request takeoff clearance IFR from Richmond Tower.
Richmond
now we'll
Tower,
get rid of this
November
window.
8-5 Papa Whiskey Bravo at runway 20 ready for departure. IFR to Raleigh.
Raleigh.
November 8-5
Not
Papa
Raleigh.
Whiskey Bravo. Altimeter 3003. Cleared for takeoff runway 20.
Thanks a bunch.
Cleared for takeoff runway 20. November 8-5 Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, releasing the parking brake. Giving it a little gas. Because this one actually takes gas. I have gas. Yeah, I should have gone ahead and got rid of that inset map down here. I don't know why I have that. I don't remember using that. I don't care for that very much, usually, so. All right, we're just going to sort of roll into it here. This is a high-speed taxiway after all. Just having a little trouble keeping the nose go on the direction I want because of the steering. Okay, going full throttle now. I don't remember the rotate speed. I should have looked it up on the G1000, but we're away anyway. I was gonna tap the brakes and put the landing gear up, but this isn't that kind of plane, so. Let's see, when we get to 500 feet, I guess I'll bring up the flaps. There we go. Okay, flaps coming up. Fuel pump turning off. And I'm gonna
Whiskey Bravo, contact Washington Center on 118.
answer her.
75. Good day.
Bringing the throttle down and answering her.
118.75. Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Can I bring it down to around 27 psi and gonna bring the RPMs down until it stops with the yellow. There we go. And then we'll have a look at the. Okay, so tune in Washington Center. Okay. Contact Washington Center.
Washington Center, November 8-5 Papa Whiskey Bravo is
I
passing
didn't set,
1,200 feet, climbing 7,000 feet.
Yeah, 7,000 feet. I never set the 7,000 feet.
November 8-5 Papa Whiskey Bravo, Washington Center, altimeter 3003, radar contact. Continue to Lima Victor Lima.
Do I need to answer? No, I don't need to answer. I mess that up sometimes in answer because it seems like you should answer. All right, let me get the autopilot on and all of that stuff, and maybe we'll. Okay, everybody, we're back. A little outside shot in here, and get back in where it's quiet. Okay. Let's talk about what we did. I went ahead and canceled the IFR, chose 6,500 as my cruising altitude. We're about 2 minutes away from the waypoint, after which I have no idea if this cockamamie cockamamie thing is going to actually follow it correctly. We'll see if we make a subtle turn when we get there. I put the ATIS for a destination into COM2 and just started receiving it just, I don't know, 30 seconds before I resumed the recording. And it's wind calm. It's kind of confusing. They're using absolutely every runway. ILS coming in one way, everything else going the other. So whatever. We'll see what the tower says when we get there. But I reset the barometric pressure to what they said, and like I said, it was wind calm and a ceiling of 5,000 feet. So we might need to get underneath 5,000 feet before we get there. But mainly I was just coming back for an update and to see if we actually track the waypoint here or what happens. I did lean out the engines. I don't know if 23, it's perfect right now. It wasn't perfect earlier, but it was like 23.1 and yeah, there we go, 2290. But yeah, I was going for 2323 and I went rich of peak because my CHTs, my cylinder head temperatures were high. Like this one was like 400 and stuff. So I'm like, gotta keep plenty of nice cool fuel flowing. So I definitely went rich of peak. Let's see. Okay, we're about to hit it. Are we going to perform a subtle turn from our desired track of 224 to, yeah, there it is. Okay, it is following it. I just don't know why it looks so goofy, why it looks like a round trip. Alrighty, so I got 41 minutes. That's a lot. And I need to be down to, what did we say the field elevation was? Let's see, 435 feet, so 1,400 feet for a pattern. So yeah, I'll figure that out along the way. Gonna have to change tanks again here soon. Only just started to get lower on the right tank, so anyway. And there's that thundery noise, even though, I mean, if those are thundery type of clouds, they seem pretty far away. It's ironic that where I'm sitting here in Indiana right now, it is stormy and dark and like lightning outside. So the thunder sounds coming in my headset are kind of weird. Anyway, all right, I'll pause the recording again and get back with you at some point on the descent, I assume. See you then. Okay, I came back because we're headed into some clouds that I just noticed because I was tinkering around with something else. So we are going to go down to 4,500 and see what it seems like down there. Let's see, vertical speed. I get 500 feet per minute if I can get it to center up on 500. There we go. 100 feet per minute. I'm gonna let's see. Yeah, I guess I'll back the manifold pressure off a little bit. Maybe we'll just go down to about 20 psi. Yeah, not supposed to be flying in the clouds on a VFR, but you know, it's just a video game at the end of the day. All right, be back in a few. Okay, haven't been down at 4,500 for very long, but only got a, well, I guess now that I'm down at 4,500, I got a few more minutes till I need to descend. Originally, I was going to start descending around 15 minutes out, and I wasn't thinking about that. I'm starting 4 minutes sooner, so I guess I'll just start descending around 10 minutes out. So I maybe didn't need to come back yet. I don't know. Weather's not great. I switched tanks at some point to the left tank. Got 33.5 miles. Thinking about trying to tune in the tower manually because that did work one time before. So I'm going to go ahead and put it in now, and when we get a little closer, I'll try it. So, might go ahead and stop the recording again for a couple minutes. So, see you back in a minute. Okay, got about 10 minutes to go. Oh yeah, I guess I didn't mention before, I also deleted my original flight plan and put in a direct to the destination. I had to drop down to 2,500, which I'm just about down to right now because of continued poor visibility at the altitude I was at. Got some nice rain and thunder. Now it makes sense to be hearing some thunder off that way. Oh, and some lightning. Just saw a very diagonal. I don't know. Kind of looks a little more like space rays attacking the Earth. They're very straight and diagonal, not zigzaggy like lightning. Interesting. All right, let's see what's going on here. We're just about down to 2,500. We've got 9 minutes to go. We're under 20 miles, 20 nautical miles. So, let's see, tune Raleigh approach. Sure, I'll do that first. I've got the Raleigh International Airport tower plugged in here. Shall we see what happens if I swap it? Yeah, no, I'm betting you have to be on the actual legitimate IFR plan for just switching to it to work like it's supposed to. That sucks. I wish it wasn't that way. Let's see, because now I gotta search this stupid menu that I can't even expand. Look, 127.450. Isn't that what I had? Oh yeah, I swapped it back. 127.45. Yeah. I don't know why they bother making it where you can put the frequency in if it won't take it. Okay, request full stop landing.
Raleigh Tower, November 85 Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Man, that seems loud.
8 miles northeast, 2,500 feet with kilo to land. November 85 Papa Whiskey Bravo, Raleigh Tower. Altimeter tree 002. Fly left downwind runway 5 left.
5 left, I guess so. Sure.
Enter left downwind runway 5 left, Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Only got to lose about 2 more minutes of altitude, so I got plenty of time to do that. 5 left, huh? That's gonna be pointed this way. Yeah, really not sure how I feel about that. So that means I'll be wanting to do a downwind before I get there. What is the opposite of 5? Because, see, that would be 5, right? Right there, isn't it? So, only like a couple. Oh, what's the opposite of 5? 2-5? Does that make sense? Let's see. 2-7, 2 less. 5 is, I don't know. I can't think today. I'll figure it out. I'll make it work somehow. Still got 8 minutes to go. Oh, I let myself slow down because I had the throttle backed off a little bit. Bump that up some. Not a lot. Okay. Yeah, I might as well cut out the next 3 or 4 minutes and we'll see you back here in a couple of miles. Okay, we're getting pretty close now. Descending to a pattern altitude of 1,400. Yeah, there's the airport there. I'll have to be doing a downwind here shortly. I kind of already did the descent and approach checklist, more or less. there's not really one between this one and the after landing, so I'm not sure how to feel about that. But it is what it is. All right, we are going to go ahead and get us a little bit of space for the downwind here, and we're going to switch to heading mode. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the landing and taxi lights, basically all of my lights. So 5 left is what we're after. So I believe that one would be the opposite end of 5 left, if I am not mistaken. Yeah, there's really nothing on the checklist about turning the fuel pump on. Seatbelts, backrest, fuel selector. I'm on the fullest tank. Altimeters are set, and landing data which received. That's really it. So I assume we don't have to turn the well, we turned the fuel pump on for takeoff, didn't we? I feel like since we turned it on for takeoff, we should have it on for landing. Don't you guys agree? A little further, and we'll get on to heading and call it a downwind, and start doing some other stuff. Hey, what happened to my vertical speed? My vertical speed stopped. Okay. What happened? Yeah, you know what? I've had this happen twice now, but I don't think I was recording. When I've changed my mode, I changed from GPS to heading, it knocks off the vertical speed, and that seems very strange to me. I feel like that shouldn't be doing that. Let's see, I want to be at 23, or I'm sorry, 230 for my downwind. I didn't check the true heading of the runways, so maybe we'll go a couple degrees over just to make sure we don't start tightening up on the downwind. We're pretty close as it is. We're not really going to have much of a base. Just going to crank it around into final, more or less. We'll probably be getting cleared for landing here before too long. Sorry, I want to hop down here and double check. 108 for takeoff flap settings. Yeah, we're quite a bit above that. Of course, we're still descending because it messed me up. Let's bring it down to 18 inches on the manifold. I left the props, again plural, like it's a twin engine. I left the prop and mixture where it was. I'm not gonna mess with that probably until we're turning for the base / final. That is a pretty big looking airport down there. All seems well. Yeah, all circuit breakers are still in. Okay. I'll be getting clearance any time now. No, we're slow enough for the flaps, but I'm going to wait until we start to turn. No clearance. It's usually about when you're a beam of the, there it is.
Wing 249er at 10, cleared to land runway 5 left.
Gotcha, buddy.
Cleared to land runway 5 left, Papa Whiskey Bravo.
All right, going for takeoff and approach flaps. Turning on the fuel pump. I already got my lights on. It's a big long runway, but still I'm gonna let the verge of the runway get a little further away before I crank around in the turn. Okay, what was the speed for, 91. Okay. Yeah, hell, I'm down there now anyway. Okay. Killing the autopilot and getting us into a turn. Wow, can't get enough rudder in to catch it. Okay, going full on the mixture, full on the prop. Oh, I don't like that when the camera swings back around that way. Yeah, I think we're okay to turn in. 5 left, he said. This is the left side of the airport, so we should be alright. Okay, let's see. We're full on the prop, full on the mixture. Fuel pump's on, all the lights are on. Going full flaps because we're below 91 knots indicated. Don't remember what the approach speed is. Feel like it's 75 or 80. Now getting a little bouncy over this pond here, or lake, or whatever it is. Now it's starting to smooth out. Oh, speed's coming down a bit alarmingly. Still all white on the Papsy? It's still all white on the Pappy lights, but runway's plenty long. Should be fine. Yeah, definitely came in too high, but we got a lot of runway here. It's fine. Ooh. No stall warning. Floating like crazy. Yeah, it was ugly, but, you know, ugly but smooth. Okay. Flaps coming up. Fuel pump going off. Oh, I should have been on the brake sooner.
Papa Whiskey Bravo, turn next taxiway.
Yeah, I'm working on it, buddy. Working on it. Okay, giving a little RPM to stop it from shaking so much.
Papa Whiskey Bravo, contact ground on 121.9er.
Sure thing, buddy.
121.9er for Papa Whiskey Bravo.
Okay, let's get rid of the strobe light and the landing light. Already turned off the fuel pump. Already raised the flaps. Open the windows. Put the transponder, which I did switch to VFR once I canceled the IFR. We'll put that on standby. Then we'll see on the checklist what we forgot. Oh, I wonder where the parking is around here. Never did get my taxi ribbon thing set up again, so that's bound to be ugly. Let's see, flaps up. Pitot heat. Ah, yep. That's why we got a checklist. Okay, pitot heat's off now. That's why we do checklists. Fuel pump off, alternator, never used it. We didn't get enough rain to bother. Landing taxi light says I got a taxi light on. And this is the parking. All right, back to the map. Oh boy. You know what we're gonna do? We are gonna set the parking brake for a second. And we are gonna go over to the diagram of this place because I don't have my taxi ribbon thing in place to have it show me where I'm supposed to go. I always hate the sun here. Okay, what do we got? Let's talk about an FBO anywhere. Oh, look, there's another little runway here. That's interesting. Cargo. Wow. Looking at this, doesn't seem like it's gonna help. Huh? Air cargo, general aviation ramp. Okay. We just landed on 5 left, and it says general aviation ramp is right there. And we are currently now I'm confused. Yeah, no. It's right over here somewhere. Is the parking. Yeah. Yeah. It'll be fine. Okay. Releasing the parking brake. Oh, you know what? We should lean the mixture for taxiing some. Yeah, there's small planes parked over there. I landed in a pretty good spot, actually. Okay, well, that flight was not too bad. Landing could have been better, but couldn't have been much smoother. Just was, you know, probably dangerously slow. But we made it. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll go ahead and pause it until we're ready to shut down. Oh, that's not even worth it, because look, I'm just going to park right over here. Not even worth it. I keep her moving here. When you have to use the brakes to steer, it tends to cut into your velocity some. Just gonna park between these two yellow airplanes over here, and we'll call it good. Weird artifact across the tarmac there. A couple of identical twin airplanes here, it looks like. Yeah, we will call that good. Okay, parking brake. Checklist. Parking brake. Check. Engine instruments checked. 50 engine system. Total time in service. CLT check not activated. Avionics master off. Okay, let's take a look at our temps and stuff here. Don't seem too crazy. We're gonna go ahead and kill the headset. Nice and loud. I'm gonna kill the taxi light. Still got the nav light on. Sure, that all seems fine. 14 still on the fullest tank, so yeah. Avionics master off. Check. Electrical consumers except the light, which I'm doing the nav, not the strobe. Yeah, I don't think I have any other electrical consumers on. Throttle 1000 RPM. Sure. It's very strange to me that it, oh, well, I guess we're going to do the ground check, but I think it still, the checklist says you turn the engine off with it at 1000 RPM, which is, seems weird. I don't know. I'm trying to get this to 1000 RPM. Keeps, every time I bump the throttle up, the RPM falls back down again. Okay, close enough. All right, we're going to do the ground check of the magnetos. Okay, there's the left, still running. There's the right, still running. Okay, so check. Make sure idle cutoff. See what I mean? We just kill it at 1000 RPM. Well, whatever. Okay. Ignition off. Check. Light off. Check. Interior light. Yeah. Start key removed. Can't really do that. Electric master off. Check. Check. Okay. And electric master off. Alrighty. I guess we'll close this window and throw open the thing. Yeah, another thing, you leave the alternator on in these, which is a little strange too. Alright. right. Yeah, I wanted to do a flight in this, so a full flight, and I'm glad I did. It's fun plane, very realistic feeling and sounding, and relatively simple to fly. It's got kind of the best of both worlds as far as being very realistic feeling and modern, yet you can, you still have the opportunity to mess with the propeller, RPMs and the mixture control and stuff like that. So just not so sure I'm going to want to take it on longer legs of the lower 48, considering how slow it is, especially with a little bit of headwind like we had. But maybe we'll do the DA42. I don't know. I might do something with the DA42 for the next video, since I've got my hardware lined up that way to be a airplane with a stick as opposed to a yoke. But I don't know. We'll see. So most of the time when I say, oh, I might do this or that in the next video, that's exactly what I don't do. But we'll see. Well, still lots of thundery noises here. Guess I should, if this was real, I'd be getting my baggage out of here and trying to get an Uber to a hotel, I suppose. But anyway, I guess that's it for this one, and I will see you guys next time. This is Papa Whiskey Bravo, signing off.